So CNN's Laura Coates interviewed Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein's attorney. I have a much better idea for how people in the media, you, Laura Coates, really ought to be going at this thing, and maybe who you should be talking to.
Attorney David Schoen, he was hired to represent Jeffrey Epstein 9 days before Epstein died. He's also served as one of the President Trump's lawyers for his second impeachment.
He represented sloppy Steve Bannon, too. This guy's just out there representing the finest people among us. But I digress.
David, good to see you. What is your verdict now that the DOJ says nothing to see here?
I think that the thing has been handled clumsily, quite frankly. I think that they jumped the gun. I think they spoke before they knew what they had. Remember, Ms. Maxwell was prosecuted by Mr. Comey's daughter and others.
You mentioned James Comey's daughter there. You know, your client, Donald Trump, is now claiming that his Department of Justice used fake evidence that her dad played a role in fabricating in that prosecution that you just mentioned there.
They've had access, a lot of people have had access to all of the papers related to Jeffrey Epstein. But I think it was handled clumsily. I don't believe there's a client list. I don't believe Jeffrey Epstein planned to blackmail anyone.
Well, you say that you asked Epstein, frankly, if he had any dirt on President Trump. What did he tell you?
Now, you just asked that man what his dead client, who can't rebut this at all, had to say about his living client. How did you think he was going to answer that question?
He said absolutely not, and it was important to him that people not cast aspersions on Donald Trump.
So one of the dying wishes of your dead client was that he wanted the world to know what a great guy the living client is. I'm shocked.
Remember, Jeffrey Epstein ran with a lot of wealthy and famous people whose names, everybody knows. Mm-hmm. The fact that they might appear in an address book doesn't mean that they did anything nefarious with him.
So Laura Coates, we already have a partial Epstein list. And we already have a partial Trump list. We have a partial Alan Dershowitz list. We have a partial Bill Clinton list. We have a partial Bill Richardson list. We have a partial Prince Andrew list. Why don't you just invite these women who these creeps did these terrible things to on your show and ask them what happened to them and who did it to them? You'd probably sleep a little better doing it that way than you would interviewing slimy like this guy.